Just bringing down the few water storage containers. I'm going to harvest as much as I can in here. All the little side shoots from the broccoli. Isn't that pretty? So first of all, we need to get this one off the wall. We need to get this on the wall. This is the test. This is what it all comes down to. Good morning. It is an absolutely gorgeous day. The sun's not out, but it's really, really mild, and I'm going to take the opportunity to get some jobs done in the greenhouse and also in the new vegetable garden just outside the greenhouse. I'm going to really try and get on top of things because spring has just crept up on us. There is buds everywhere, everything's springing into life, and it's a really exciting time. So I want to be ready for it. I want to get all these little jobs done. So it's one of those days where it's all little jobs that you've just got to get on with, and they just follow on from one another. But I'm hoping in the next couple of hours I will be more straight in here and a bit more ready for spring. So first thing I want to do is sow some more San Marzano tomatoes. I sowed some a few weeks ago and I've got about 7 germinated, which is absolutely fantastic, but I want more. I want more San Marzano, so I'm going to sow some more today. I'm just going to use a small pot. I've got some perlite and some compost that I've just mixed together. I'm going to fill the pot up. And this is quite an old packet, you know. And I know tomato seeds last a long time, but I really want to get to the end of this packet. So I'm going to sow whatever's left in here. I think there's going to be quite a few. There's loads. I probably don't want this many. Let's see how many I can reasonably do. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to sow them all. I can give them away. I can give them away to friends if there's too many. So I've sown those really, really thickly. I don't know if you can actually see the seeds in there, but I've sown them really thickly. As soon as they start to come out, I will prick them out. And it'll be very similar to how I sowed my tiny Tims, like this. And then today, actually, I'm going to prick these out. But they won't take long to germinate now. It's really starting to warm up. I'm just going to put a small amount of compost on top of that. Nice and covered. And then I'll just label them. San Marzano, my favourite tomatoes. If you know, you know. And then I'll probably be pricking them out pretty soon. I'm now going to prick out these cucumbers that have come out. I've got some here as well. I've got a few more courgettes. This was a houseplant I repotted yesterday. And I've got some tomatoes coming up in these. And I've still got quite a bit of cabbage that I could still prick out. What's this one? I've got some basil as well there. So I'm going to be pricking out a few of these now. So I've got 5 old drinks plastic cups that I am reusing. What better container for a tomato than a big red plastic cup? I've got my San Marzano tomatoes, which I'm going to take out now. Okay, there is number 1. So number 1 is going in nice and deep. This will give it a lot more chance of growing a lot bigger, a lot quicker, because at the moment they're just in these tiny little cells fighting for space. So this will really get them going. So that is 5 San Marzanos so far potted up. And if you want to know why I love them so much, I'll put some pictures up here of the San Marzanos that I have harvested in the last couple of years. And actually, I'm going to go and get something and show you. So these are the tomatoes that I grew last year. I've got bags and bags of them in the freezer I use in cooking, and just look at the size of them. They're absolutely huge, tasty tomatoes, perfect for sauces, perfect for recipes. I've still got so many of these in the freezer that I'm still using from last year. They're such a good crop for self-sufficiency because you can eat these all year round. You can use them in recipes when they're fresh, and then you can freeze them whole like I do. I actually did a video of this last year, which I'll link in the description, how to do it, but you literally freeze them whole and you can just use them as you would a fresh tomato in a recipe. So that's why I love them so much. My next job I cannot put off any longer, unfortunately, and that is sorting out these beds. It's actually an embarrassment. They are such a mess. It's getting to that time of year where we're going to start wanting to plant things in there, and at the moment they're in no fit state. The strawberries just don't look great at all. I need to move them. I was meant to do this last week and I got sidetracked. You know, the jobs go on and I didn't do it. I'm looking at it thinking, oh my goodness. So I need to dig out all of the strawberries from here, and I don't think these are actually the best bed for them. I need to think about where to put them. I think the best thing to do probably is to dig them out and see how many I've got, and then see what to do, because it's not working where it is. I think they're just going to spread too much, and I don't know, it's just not working. So I need to think it out again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig them all out of the beds and put them on the grass, see how many there are, and go from there. Let's do that. So I've actually got about 30 strawberry plants here, and I've got the big one at the end, which is the Toscana one, which I'm actually going to pot into a pot separately. But all of these ones, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to just put them just all at the front of one of them. Oh, what should I do? I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I haven't got anywhere else for them all. There's so many of them. Not a bad problem to have, is it, anyway? Okay, let me try and fit as many as I can down the front and see how we get on. I mean, a lot of them, I'm having to trim off a lot of the dead old foliage, but they should be fine. So I've now got a nice line of strawberries going along the front of this bed. I'm going to top this bed up with compost as well, because I've got a couple of bags of compost, so that's going to be nicely topped up. And these ones that are left, I think I'm going to put in this sink. Now at the moment, this doesn't look great, does it? But this is the most annoying thing in the garden, which I'm going to actually replace later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. But it won't go back in, so it's so annoying, and it's been really annoying me for a long time. So that's going to get sorted, and I think I might put the strawberries in here. You know, I've got some compost, so I think I might just top this up and put those strawberries in it. I think they'll be really nice here. So this is the start of the little makeover for this area. So I've got the compost. I'm not going to put too much in, but just enough to plant them. I'm really pleased with that. So all the little tiny extra strawberries are now in this sink. I'm going to be sorting out the hose later on in the video, so like I say, stay tuned. I've got my big Toscana one in here. I just need to fill that up with some compost, which I will do in a second. And all the tiny little ones that just had a couple of leaves, I've just put at the bottom of this fig. So I'm slowly getting through the jobs. It can seem quite overwhelming actually when you've got so much to do. But the jobs follow. The jobs do follow on from each other. So now I've done these, I can start on the next job, which is some new perennials I started off next year that are going to go in the vegetable garden. So last year I started off these aguilegia plants. They're all starting to come up now. So I've got quite a few of them coming up. They're absolutely tiny, as you can see. But once they get planted out, they should start taking off and make quite nice sized plants in the next couple of months. So I'm going to show you where I'm going to put them. I want them in this bed here, right at the end of the vegetable garden, next to the apple trees. So we had some leftover sand that was left in the sand pit over winter, so I've just put that on top of some cardboard. At the moment I've got my water jugs in here, and herein lies the problem. To start one job, you've got to do another job. So I need to get all those opened. They're doing really well actually, let me show you. Okay, so that's the parsley in there. It's doing amazing, isn't it? This is the rocket, so that's doing really well as well. That's the chives. They're really thin, so you might not be able to see them, but they're coming up. The coriander's got a few in there as well. What else? Is there any more? What's that? And there's some kale in that one. So what should I do? Should I move those into another bed quickly and then get some water on there to wetten the cardboard down, fill it up with the compost and just get them planted? I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's go. So that is my little bed all completed. So hopefully, as they're self-seeders, that bed will just take care of itself from now on, which I'm hoping to do more of in the garden, because sometimes there's just too much to do, isn't there? But we all love it really, don't we? So this bed now, I think what I'm going to do is just cover it with some more of the mesh that I've got there. I'm just going to cover this and use the little clips I've got just to secure that on. And then I'm going to go to the plot. So I'm going to take you to the plot tomorrow, and then like I say, we've got to sort that hose out. So stay tuned for some more jobs over the next coming days. Hey, Vince and I are just bringing down the few water storage containers that a friend gave us. So we're dropping them down here. Going to give everything a good water, harvest the rest of the kale and things in the polytunnel, and have a look and see if there's anything else we need to get done today. So I haven't actually been down here since I left everything open, so I'm hoping it's all okay. But I think the kale especially will have gone to seed, so I'm excited to see what's going on in here. So everything's at that point now, it's all starting to flower, so I'm going to harvest as much as I can in here, and it all needs a really good water too. I'm also excited to see my peas! My peas are coming up. That's so exciting. I'm going to give all this a good water as well today. And finally, my broad beans are coming up as well. They've been in there for a long time. They're starting to show their faces. And look at the pride of my allotment, my rhubarb. I mean, I'm so proud of that. So I'm just going to show you what it is that Vince brought down. So these are big water storage tanks, and we're going to try and use this as one more as well that's very similar to this one, and we're going to maybe put one alongside here and connect it as the overflow, and maybe the other one we'll put something somewhere else with some gutter in. It's all a bit loose at the moment, but we just wanted to get them down here. First thing I'm going to do is get harvesting. The spring greens are just fantastic. I mean, look at those leaves that I'm harvesting. That is so exciting. I've also got all the little side shoots from the broccoli. That's just from one plant, and I've got about another 11 up there, so super exciting. So I've just harvested these huge broccoli leaves as well, and I will use these as greens along with the spring greens. I have got loads and loads of small broccoli stems, the side shoots, and I'm actually leaving a few of them here to flower because I just think it'll be nice for the pollinators. But I've just started taking all the leaves off of the plants that I've already harvested, and all of the kale as well. So some of them are looking pretty bare. Sorry, the spring greens, all of them are looking a bit bare at the front because I've just taken all of these huge leaves off. And then with the kale as well, that's all starting to flower. I'm going to let that flower in here, but I'm just going to harvest the leaves. So as you can see, I've taken all the leaves off of this plant, so I've got a huge pile of kale leaves there, and I'm going to do the same for all of them. But now I want to take some of the purple sprouting broccoli off because I think that's about to flower. So I'm going to harvest this now. Isn't that pretty? I've only got a couple that are ready actually, so this one here, that's really nice. But I'll take the leaves of these as well, and I'll do exactly the same. I'll probably actually freeze a lot of these just for use in cooking throughout the rest of the year. So before we go, I'm just going to give my peas a good water. So they're all starting to come up, which is very exciting. I am going to recover it though, because as we know, things like digging over here. And then I'm going to take you back home, and Vince and I are going to change the hose. So here we are back at home with the most annoying thing that we have in the garden, and it's the hose that doesn't retract back in. You have to literally guide it and then it just stops. So we've had this a few years now and it's just so annoying. So luckily Vevor have sent us a brand new hose to replace this with, so I'm so excited about this. So first of all, we need to get this one off the wall, we need to get this on the wall, and then I cannot wait to test it and see if this actually retracts back inside. So Vince has just gone to go and get his drill, and then this will be coming off. I can't wait for this because it's such a frustrating thing that it doesn't work. I think I'm going to use this head on it. I want to test it to see if it goes back in. So it's on the wall and it actually looks really good. It's a lot smaller than the other one. I really like it, but the main thing is it going to retract on its own? So let's do the test. Yeah. Ready? This is the test. This is what it all comes down to. Well, it retracts. Wow. I'd say that's a definite win on the retract, but it's a little bit more powerful than I thought. Take two. Ready? I'm going to hold it in my hand. I'm going to hold it. Yes, it retracts. I think that's a winner. So Vevor are giving all of my viewers 5% off. I'll put a link to this in the description. What a way to end the video. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you again soon.